Hi everybody, here we are. My husband is also here with me planning.
Hello.
Watch your foot, my love. All right, so let me get my calendar up. As we know, I do pre-planning in my digital calendar. Here's, of course, the tools of my trade. I haven't changed anything lately except this guy with his yellow ink, which you can see here. I'm not a fan of this color. We'll see what I can do with it, or maybe I might just clean it and change it out. One change that has happened or is going to happen is my old meal stickers from PM Designs. She doesn't do these anymore. And also she's in Australia. So I was totally fine with paying the international shipping because this size and the colors and everything was just perfect. But I'm running out. I have probably a couple more weeks. I've decided to replace them with something from Mandy Lynn Plans. I actually bought a couple things from her, so I thought I'd show y'all what I got. I took out all the, receipt and everything. But I kept in, she sent me this cute thank you note and some freebies. So I'll just go through what I got from her. So here's the cute note. And Mandy Lynn Plans is in America, or in the US. Super cute, like September apple themed freebie, which I love fall, so I'm very happy about that. A couple of this week's scripts. Couple of like functional scripts, laundry, bill due, shopping list, love it. Couple of these guys, some dividers. This guy, this is a little bit papery. It sort of reminds me of flake. If you're familiar with flake stickers, and then some dividers. Those are cool. Those were all freebies. So I got a ton of freebies. I believe they were all freebies. And then I got the spoon and fork for my meal planning. They're just about the right size. I kind of wish they were a little bit smaller, but I'm not mad about it. The sort of like combined surface area they take up is about the same as the old stickers in terms of like area that I can now write in my planner. And I think that the fact that they're round makes them easier to see. But this is the tropical color. This I think is called Desert Sunrise, and this is like lavender. Don't quote me on that. Then I got a bunch of these to indicate when I'm working. Because when I like work for a long block, so like for example here where I worked until 5:30, like my little script work stickers they're like not big enough. And then I got a bunch of these, which are labels, so I can like cover mistakes, and they're sized to the Hobonichi. So they're the perfect size. I don't have to cut them down or anything. Anyway, let's get planning. I've got my calendar up. Have I already said we're planning for August 23rd? Oh, I also forgot to do the lunch lines on this one. What can I do? I'm gonna make them right now. I'm gonna make them with this Sharpie brush. This should be fine. Hopefully won't bleed too much. Let's do a little test. Yeah, not too much. Okay. My love, where's your foot?
It's resting on the back of your chair.
Okay, I'm about to move the chair a bunch.
Okay.
I'll try to stay in this position. So I'll just do this with the brush. My hands are shaking for some reason, and I don't know why.
Hunger? No coffee?
No coffee, maybe. We literally just ate.
Not literally.
No? When did we eat? Like 4? 3:30?
An hour ago?
I mean, it was a while ago, and it was a big
it's
sandwich.
probably not hungry. It's probably not hungry.
This is a little bit too dark for me. But let's finish this up. And then I'll come in with a lighter color for the rest of it. you. This strap, towards the middle of the year, this strap starts to get in the way. It's not neat. It doesn't need to be neat. I'm using like a super light touch too because I don't really want it to bleed through to the other side. Yeah, hasn't had that much of a bleed through effect. Okay. See if this is a lighter color. Nope, it's a darker color. So no thank you to that color, and let's go with yellow. I hope this is soothing and not boring. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at Bon Appetit referring to pasta water as pasta cooking liquid.
Pasta cooking liquid?
It says, drain, reserving 1 cup pasta cooking liquid. I mean, unless you cooked it in piss, it's water.
Well,
Even if you cooked it in piss, it's mostly water.
Please don't cook your pasta in piss. I think what they're saying is they're trying to be like, it's not water anymore. It's been transformed.
I guess. That just seems like...
fancy bullshit.
It seems stupidly bougie, where it's just like, guys, we all know. We were here when we made the pasta. We know it's water.
I mean...
we know it's just water with starch and salt in it. It's good and it's important, but like...
that's kind of the Bon Appetit thing, is that it's needlessly bougie.
I guess. It turns me off.
I mean... I think it's, I think sometimes people will try to be fancy and specific in the same point, like at the same time, and they just end up being confusing. Because it's like, yeah, technically it's not water anymore. It's an emulsion. But they're not going to say emulsion because they want to be clear.
What do you mean it's not water anymore?
Well, it's not purely water. I mean, water is not purely water, but... you know, it's got trace elements of other stuff in it most of the time.
I mean, water always has trace elements in it, pretty much. There's almost no time where you're drinking water that is 100% H2O and nothing else.
Yeah, isn't that, iodized water? Or not iodized water, what is it called? You can buy it.
Water.
Distilled.
I think, but I'm pretty sure even distilled is probably a, like...
yeah, it's just got less stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember having to put distilled water in my neti pot.
You don't ever use a neti pot anymore.
That is because I realized that due to the way that my septum deviates, I could only use a neti pot in one direction. And maybe that would be like helpful, but there's something about the fact that I can only use it in one direction that drives me crazy. I don't know. This is like, it goes back to when I was a kid, and I couldn't fathom doing things that were unequal on both sides of my body. Like when people had one earring, it would drive me crazy.
I have bad news for you about the human body.
No, I know. I've disabused myself of this notion as an adult, but as a child, I was like super into like, I don't know, it was like in my mind, both sides of my body had their own sort of like identities. And if I did something on the right side without the left side, I was leaving the left side out.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
have...
that dark-ass orange. Oh, well.
It's maybe not the same thing, but I will get weirdly messed up about things being uneven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thing that I think of that I do the most with that is when I'm putting on shoes, both of my shoes have to be the same level of tightness. And I have sometimes retied both shoes several times because one of them was not as tight as the other one.
Yeah, I only notice that when it's, like, really annoying. Like, if one shoe is moving and the other one isn't. But, like, I also still to this day struggle with left and right. Like, I always have trouble telling left from right. And my kindergarten teacher also struggled with left and right. And so she told me what she did is that she had a bracelet she always kept on her right wrist so that she would remember. And that didn't work for me because I got so upset that my left wrist not just didn't have a bracelet, but didn't have the same bracelet. The exact same bracelet. So, like, I couldn't have, like, bracelets for my left wrist and my right wrist that were just, like, equally as good. They had to be the same.
Gotcha.
It was weird.
I'm usually just, like, if I'm trying to figure out which hand is which, I'll just be like, imagine which of these hands would have a pencil in it if you were writing. That's my right hand.
But I'm ambidextrous. I mean, and I don't write with my left hand that often, but it's still enough.
Can you write as well with your left hand as you do with your right hand?
Not as well, but pretty good.
Oh. Like,
let me see. Where's a piece of paper?
How safe for work do you like to keep this show?
I say the F word.
Less about that.
Are we talking about sex stuff?
We are.
Do you want to know which hand I do sex stuff with?
That's one of the things that I think about when I'm determining which hand, because it's usually the same hand.
I usually use my right hand, but that's more about position.
Well, I'm not trying to, like, make a judgment. I'm just talking about, like, ways you can, like, I don't know, other ways to remember your right and left hand. Because I feel like there are, because, I don't know, to me it's just like, but I'm extremely right-handed. I can't do any sort of, like, I couldn't write to save my life with my left hand.
So you can probably tell, so here for the camera, you can probably tell which one I use my left hand on.
I'm assuming the second one?
Yeah, the bottom ones.
Yeah.
But they're pretty similar.
It's a lot better than me. Let me try that.
You want to use the same paper?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is done. Right. Plans. That's why we're here. I'm going to put my chair back now.
Okay.
I really need to get a less fucking long desk.
Oh my god.
Is it really difficult?
It is incredibly difficult.
Okay, I'm using my Pilot Friction for my plans, of course. Oh, and actually, I've got to erase this one. I thought my friend...
Guess which one of those is my right hand and which is my left.
Okay, you know what? That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be after you talking about how terrible it was.
Yeah, that's because I took a lot of time. Give it back to me and I'll do it quickly.
I mean, I didn't do mine as quickly. I didn't do my left hand one as quickly as I did my right hand one. It was maybe at half speed. I thought my friend was coming over today. It's actually next week, and I forgot to update my planner. So.
Okay, so this is attempting to do those things at the same speed with both hands. I told you, my left hand is completely useless.
Oh, well.
I don't need that.
Good point.
It just reminds me of my shame.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh my god. That was great. Yeah, I started, I mean, I always could like do stuff with my non-dominant hand. And people sort of like pointed it out when I was a kid because I would just do it naturally. But I didn't.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
What?
Oh, I'm trying to find fresh pasta in Gresham, and I type that in, and it's like Olive Garden restaurant?
Oh, God.
Not what I wanted.
The horror. Why is this on the friggin'... Okay, now we're on the correct day. Okay.
It is surprisingly difficult to find freshly made pasta that is not dry.
Yeah. I mean, we get it from Alpenrose.
We do, but they only have one kind.
That's true. I mean, we can go to, what is that fancy?
Providor.
We could go to Providor.
Providor has more kinds, yes. So maybe that's what we should do. Because you wanted this weeknight ragu.
I did.
And I'm not going to make it with bucatini.
You refuse.
I do refuse. So I need some kind of short pasta. So we could go there. I also feel like I should probably try and see if I can identify some like good brands of dried pasta. Because a lot of the dried pasta I've fed you before is like, I just bought the stuff that's $2 at the supermarket.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that might be why I hate dry pasta so much.
Yep.
Let's see. Is that 3:30? It is.
Yeah, like the yeah, I'd really like to see if sometime we could just drive to Montelupo, which is a place in Portland. That's actually where we get, it's where the bucatini that we eat comes from.
Oh, I
and
like
they
it.
make many different pastas, but Alpenrose only sells the one.
Mmm. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a thicker pen and on this one because I can, because I'm here with my pen collection. Sorry, you can probably see me leaning into the frame, but because this is darker.
Oh wow, they're open till 8:30.
Montelupo?
Mm-hmm.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh.
We could theoretically drive in there and get some.
I'd love to go today.
Sweet. We should do that.
Yeah, that sounds more fun than Providor.
I agree.
I mean, Providor is like okay, but it's just so fancy.
It's pretty expensive. I mean, it's like, well, they're not the same thing, but I'm kind of like, if I'm going to go to a expensive grocery store, I feel like I would rather go there than like Whole Foods
Yes.
or New Seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea how they actually treat their workers, but it just feels more like, it feels less corporate.
Yeah, Providor is local, and has a long history in Portland. Here's the thing. Here's why I kind of like feel some kind of way about Providor, is because I don't know, it wasn't called Providor, was it? It was like somebody's deli on Hawthorne.
That was Pasta Works.
Pasta Works. Oh yeah, God, I loved them.
Well, they still exist. They make the pasta that we buy there. Like it says
No, I
Pasta
know.
Works on it.
I know, but they don't have a storefront anymore. And I understand why you might not want to have a storefront, especially if you're like now making things sort of like for wider distribution.
Yeah.
But oh man, I miss Pasta Works so much.
It was just cool place.
It would just like made me think of, and like I haven't even spent that much time in New York, but it just reminded me of the time I spent in New York when there were just like these like cool little markets that you could just walk into, and it just felt like,
Yep.
God, I miss. And I love going, oh man, they had these sandwiches. You could buy a really nice sandwich for like $5.
Yeah. Although, I mean, at this point, that was like 5 years ago.
It was a long time. I'd pay $7 for the sandwich now. Hell, I'd pay $10. I would even pay $15. I'm not joking. I wish, honestly, I wish they'd raise their prices instead of closing. That's what I wish almost every time someplace I love closes.
Well, I think sometimes you can do that, and I think sometimes you're on Hawthorne.
Yeah.
And the person who owns your building decides that they want
Yeah, you can't
to just fucking ream you. Because I don't...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the rent protections that we have in Oregon do not apply to commercial renting. They
do not.
to people.
The only time I know of commercial properties getting rent whatever
Is during COVID.
Is during COVID and in the city of Gresham specifically.
Yeah.
I know Portland had something, but Gresham went ham on those. Gresham was like, you cannot evict people, even commercial properties, even commercial businesses during COVID. And if you do, you'll
lose your license.
Yeah, you'll lose your license for a full year. So they were serious about it, which I think is why Gresham has come out of the pandemic a little bit better looking than Portland in terms of business success.
Yeah.
I'm going to check the time because we've been hanging out. Okay, it's at 21. The thing, like this phone will only record 30 minutes of video. So I'm just going to put, make sure I've got like 3 minutes left.
Ooh,
and I'm going to put as much as I can. You getting a headache, love?
I am.
Have you had coffee today?
I did.
I haven't.
I know, we discussed this.
Oh, we did? How can you tell I haven't had my coffee? Except for the fact that I get my E's and my L's confused. Anyway, that's not how I write that meeting in anyway. That's what I do. Then I put record at 3. And then I have a hold, but I also have a prep. I'll put that here. And then book club. Yeah, our dog, he really wanted to come outside with us when we were coming into the office, because my office is in my backyard. But he doesn't like coming into the office because there's steps up to it. And we tried to tell him, but he doesn't speak English. And then here's W comms.
He may also just be barking because there are people outside doing things.
Yeah, there's people in our backyard. I mean, in our neighbor's backyard, not in our backyard. And then happy hour. All right, blue. We already got the blue. 5:30. And then Suzanne is at 3:30. And then date night. All right, that's it. I'm gonna put the weekend banner on afterwards, but thanks for hanging out and planning with us. Bye, everybody.